Hello everybody, it is March 18th, 2022. We're going to start looking at Bitcoin here, and I was wrong, sort of. Now, my analysis is meant to list the highest probabilities that we have and sort of say, if this, then that. And so far, we actually have not even proven the primary scenario wrong yet. Now, let me just go back to where we were on Monday, right? Here's where we were on Monday. And at that time, I said, I think we were right here, actually, when I was doing the video. I said at that time, we have a setup right now to see an immediate drop to 33.2K, because that's the next target down for this, right here, 33.2. And so I felt pretty strongly that I should, send out a warning saying, hey, this is an ideal setup right here, because we've got our 1, 2 down right here, 1 and 2 in the larger sense. We had our 1 and 2 in the micro sense, and then we had a 1 and 2 in an even smaller micro degree within that, and the setup was there for a very deep drop almost immediately. Now, knowing that markets are unpredictable, I said, on the video, what are the alternatives? And the alternative number one is that if this breaks above 42.6, then this whole thing can simply be, this whole thing right here, ABC, can simply be resetting this second degree right here to a higher level. So we're still not even out of the woods, even getting above 42.6. And so my primary scenario in the macro viewpoint has been and remains that as long as we are below 45.8, we are still expected to see lower levels. So the bulls were able to come in and fight the bears off for a bit right here, so we did not see that immediate drop. But so far nothing has changed, even in the micro scenario. I mean, what it looks like it's going to do is probably break that, but it hasn't even done that yet. So anyway, let's go through here a couple different new scenarios that we have. The action this week has been completely unproductive. You can see my labels on here that I was tracking as the week progressed. This is a three-wave move, ABC. This is a three-wave move, ABC. This is a three-wave move, ABC. At the time, that looked very much like it was forming then a WXY, and then perhaps we were going to see that drop from there. Obviously, that did not happen either, and so it's forming some sort of even larger pattern. But no matter what it's doing, we're still just seeing three waves. Everywhere we go is A, B, C, three waves. And that is not a productive pattern to actually see a sustained rally from. So we are still below this 2 right here, so I'm not going to move that yet. And if you remember back here, this first wave, second wave, this second wave came up way higher than it should have before dropping. And so we could certainly be seeing sort of the mirror of that right now, right? 1, 2 coming up way higher than it should have before dropping. That's still on the table. I'm not going to tell you what is most probable right now because I don't have a good answer. I really don't. It could certainly press up a little bit higher here and reset that too and follow this larger ABC as well. So let's take a look at what this would look like. If this was A, this is B, and this is C up, where's resistance for that? I'm going to draw a fib extension here, A to B, and then we're going to put a box in the 618 up to 1.236 area. So there's our resistance zone right there. We're going to make that a little darker. Okay, so here it is, really big resistance zone. C waves can end at the 618. More typically you see it in this range, so let's just make that smaller. 764 to 1236. Since we're already there, I'm just going to make that a little bit smaller, right? Ideal region for this to hit is the 1.0 extension, which is 43K. So if that happens, this is then A, B, C up to 43K. And because this is not productive action, it's all three-wave action up, I'm inclined to say that pretty much anywhere in here, I'm still expecting a pretty deep drop. So am I closing my shorts? Absolutely not. I am short from 49K all the way back here, which is the first time I said I was actually dumping all of my crypto. I dumped it all right there. I had no interest in riding out what I knew was going to be a pretty rough couple months, or pretty rough drop basically. Had no interest in that. So I shorted back there, 49K. And then I shorted again right in this region. And so I've got shorts now from about 43K average. And so we're not even at those shorts. Then as we went down, I took partial profits right down here. I took partial profits on that. And then I added back onto those shorts. Or maybe I didn't take profits there. I can't remember. It was somewhere in here, either here or here. I took partial profits on those shorts. And so the only thing that I've done in this area right here where I thought we were going to find resistance before the next drop is I added back on the shorts that I took profit on. Right? So I rode these down, took some profit, rode it back up, and just added back on the portion I took profit on. So I'm still not worse off than I was before, basically. I'm still riding those shorts and plan to do so unless it breaks above 45.8. Above 45.8, I'll probably stop out of all my shorts and just go neutral. I'm still sitting on mostly cash until we get a good setup. There are some altcoins that I've mentioned in the Trade Like a Whale Discord group that we've bought, and I'm sitting on those sort of as a hedge, and because they had a decent setup anyway. So I am sitting on some alts. So I'm not 100% in cash anymore. I'm more like I think I'm probably about 90% cash right now. But I do have 10% into a couple plays that I called in the group. So in any case, above 45.8, I'll stop out of those short positions and just go to all cash, because right now I'm long, 90% in cash, I'm 10% in longs, and then I've got some leverage shorts basically that I'm doing. Okay, so that's where we stand right now. Basically, the count that I have currently still is in effect unless we break above 42.6, and at that point, I'm really expecting resistance probably in this 43 to 44.5 region. And then the primary scenario is still a drop from there, because all that does is it moves this 2 over here, and then the bears try again, right? And that is primary scenario. Based on the macro viewpoint, it looks like we need to go further down, and on the micro viewpoint, where all of this action is just chop and is completely unproductive, like I said. So that's what I'm viewing. And then I have on here the bullish alternative, which I dislike very much. I'm really not a big fan of it. But since we hit this low here, and the bears haven't been able to follow through as much as I really wanted them to see, to follow through on, this is possibly a 1 up. This is possibly a 2 down in a diagonal, and maybe we're making a third wave right now. And in order for that to be the case, this would have to be A, B, and a larger C in that third wave. And I don't really see that as being highly likely right now, but that's pretty much what we'd have to see. And this is the region. It really has to get up here into this 52 to 59 area, somewhere in there, to make it look like a legitimate third wave. And then we would have a big, deep pullback after that, down into this area that we're sitting in right now. So like, even if I'm in cash this entire way up, I can still buy in where we are right now when it dumps down, right? And then maybe we get a fifth wave up from there. Maybe it just continues breaking down because diagonals are unreliable. And if we do get this fifth wave up, then we're still going to have a pretty hefty breakdown from there. That might in fact be the end of the bull run at that point. We'll have to wait and see. So anyway, it's not a good bullish alternative at all. There's no setup here whatsoever to give a high confidence bullish play in the mid or long term. You know, short term, if you feel like you're a good scalper and you want to scalp some longs, you know, have at it, I suppose. It's possible that we push up into this 43, 44 area. But primary scenario remains lower levels to be seen regardless of all of this junk that happened this week. Like I said, the bulls have pretty much just delayed the inevitable, in my opinion. And that remains true as long as we're below 45.8. All right, guys. I believe that is the end of everything I've got to say about Bitcoin. So take a look at you know, some of my other videos here. We've got a suggested one here for you. And hit the subscribe button, hit the like button for me. All right. Thanks, guys. Good night.